Morning. It's Sunday morning. Oh, hang on. Let me check that this isn't going to tick tick. Good morning. It's Sunday morning. Rugged up reflections time. And this week I'm back at home, and I wanted to reflect on the power of words. Now, as you know, that's my big thing. Morning, guys. That's my big thing. Reason being, I was at a new networking group on Friday. And you know when you get talking and you're telling what you do, the comment that when I said, well, I work with speakers, public speaking, oh, I could never do that, was the response from one. And I said, oh, okay. And the other reaction that I often get is, how do you get over nerves? It would be all right if I could talk to one or two people, but it's when if I'm more than a couple of people, then I start to get, and you can actually feel the anxiety rising as they're telling you this. So let's unpack the first one for a minute. I could never do that. Now that's not just something that people say about public speaking. I've heard that very phrase coming out of my mouth on occasions. Oh, I could never do that. And I've had to stop myself and go, really? Why not? Exactly. Because the point is, when you say something like that, you're actually condemning yourself to believe it. And therefore, you will never do that. Because never is an absolute word. There's no way back from it. It's a generalisation. It's an adamant statement, isn't it? So you're telling yourself that is something that will never ever happen. Your body, all the cells in your body, respond to the frequency of your thoughts, and your thoughts are made up of your words. So if you tell yourself, I can never do something, the cells in your body go, okay, it's not going to happen then, is it? And your mind, your subconscious mind, will look for all the reasons why you can't do it. You could be given a wonderful opportunity to express yourself, but because you've told your body, I could never do that, then that's where sabotage comes in. You'll start to do something or say something or be something that means that opportunity is lost. Now, as I said, I'm using that from an example of public speaking, but it can be anything. I'm minded of the absolute that, I could never kill someone. And yet, if you were faced with a position of it's you or them, or, the classic mama bear thing, if somebody threatens your children, ooh, you don't want to get between you and someone and a mama bear, whether that's the metaphorical or the physical, the real one. So the point is, we can tell ourselves we would never do something, and yet there may be a situation where you jolly well have to. So my point here is being aware of the power of your words. Are they serving you? Is that never actually helping you? Or could you reframe it? Could you change it to, I can't do that yet, but that's not to say I won't ever be able to. Because if it's something that is going to serve you, if it's something that's going to expand you, then you can find ways to do it, to increase your skills. If it's public speaking, work on it. Work with a coach. Get lots and lots of practice. Because it's only in the practice that you learn to calm your nerves. Which was the other thing, how do I get over my nerves? That's a story for another day. But I want to focus on the power of your words. There's another phrase that I admit is often mulling round my head and often out of my tongue. I can't afford it. Well, yes, the money may not be in my bank account at the moment, but I was talking with a very, very wise person yesterday who said, offered a reframe. He said, rather than say, I can't afford it, what he tells himself is, I can afford it. Right now, the money's in somebody else's bank. So what can I do? What can I offer of value that will be able to transfer the money from their bank to mine? And I thought, well, that is a really good way of seeing it. A good way of thinking about it. So that it's a positive frame. It's looking at something active. It's not that, for want of a better word, curse. I can't afford it. End of. Finished. No way out of that. So the reason I'm going on about this is because your words really do have power. And what you tell yourself is what you believe. Particularly if you do it over and over and over again. You say it, you say it, you say it, you really believe it. Now, words really do have very, very strong power. I mean, I'm a Christian, and my belief is that God spoke the world into being. Now, how big an affirmation, a confirmation that words have power, then, okay, let there be light. Bing! And there was light. So my point in this is I'd invite you to be aware of what you're saying, both in here and out loud. Are the words you're saying serving you? Are they opening things up? Are they expanding? Are they giving you possibilities? Or are you shutting yourself down? Are you constricting yourself? That's my thoughts for today. So think about, check in with yourself. What is the language you're using? What are those words that you're saying either in your head or out loud? Because those internal scripts are going to affect how you show up in the world. If you're a speaker, and we all are, whether we like to admit it or not, we're speaking to people all the time, and that's a way of persuasion. Because I'm sharing my thoughts with you. If you're a speaker, then the words you use, if your internal script, what you're saying in your head, doesn't match. Hang on, I need to blow my nose. Oh. It's cold this morning. If your internal scripts don't match up with what you say out loud, then there's incongruency. There's a lack of integrity, there's a lack of authenticity, and your audience will pick it up. Now, this is going to be something about you they don't quite trust. So, recap, be aware of your language. Is the thing, are the words that you're saying either to yourself or out loud, are they expansive? Are they helpful? Are they serving you? And if they're not, change them. It's that easy. You will need to be aware first, and then think about, okay, how could I rephrase this? How could I say it in a different way that's going to be expansive, that's going to serve me, that's going to mean that not only I win out of this, but other people do as well. Because the chances are, you've got something really precious to share. We all have a message to share. That's why we're here. So, let me know what you think. Drop me a DM. What are the phrases, if you're brave enough to share, what are the phrases that you are looking to change up? And yeah, what are they at the moment? And what are you changing them to? So like I said, for me, I can't afford it. Now becomes, well, I can afford it. The money's in somebody else's bank account. So how can I be of value? How can I be of service so that the money can transfer from their bank account to mine? That's something I'm working on this week. Have a wonderful week. Oh, and here we go. Time for a quick sky. Can you see that? Oopsie, there we go. Happy Sunday. Bye from me.